Let me ask you something. When last did you stop, really stop, and ask yourself, why did I just do that? Most of us don't. We move through life at speed. We react, we fall into familiar routines, and we assume our habits are simply part of who we are. But often they're not. They're patterns. And the interesting thing about patterns is that once you can see them, you can start to change them. That's what self-awareness is all about. It's not endless self-analysis or becoming obsessed with yourself. It's the ability to see yourself clearly, your strengths, your triggers, your values, and yes, even your blind spots. And when you develop that ability, it has a remarkable impact on almost every area of your life. Pause for a moment and think about that. Viktor Frankl, a famous psychologist and therapist, once said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response." Self-awareness is really about finding that space and learning how to live there more often. And when you do, things begin to change. Your relationships improve because the way you understand yourself influences the way you understand other people. When you're more aware of your own emotions, you're less likely to misread someone else's. You make better decisions. Much of what we think of as rational decision-making is actually driven by emotions operating behind the scenes. Self-awareness helps bring those influences into the light. And once you can see them, you can make more intentional choices. You become more resilient. Not necessarily tougher, but wiser. You learn to separate what has happened from what it says about you. A setback stops being evidence that you're not good enough and becomes what it really is. One chapter in a much bigger story. And perhaps most importantly, you begin to live more authentically. You start bringing who you are and how you live into closer alignment. For many people, that gap between the two is where a great deal of discomfort and dissatisfaction comes from. So let me leave you with this. Self-awareness isn't a luxury. It isn't an indulgence. It's the foundation on which personal growth is built. And it all begins with a simple question. Do I actually know myself?